So if you're coming to see me, or all of us together, you want to know about yourself. What else you could learn or do in a circle, and of course, as some people were receiving that email I was sending, what is your dream? And before we got to that question part, I want you to close your eyes for the moment and remember that time that everyone was seeing that movie, and the time their avatar, and when they're sitting under the tree, people, and they're all together, and that togetherness creates what they want to create, and this is us. And my dream and my wish for you guys to come together more, to do that and experience it and see the result. So I want to bring something, one, it's my dream, besides others, one that you will see result from, like those people under the tree. And I know, and some of you already heard from me about those hundreds of dolphins, and they're there in the ocean, and they're with us. And they want us to learn that power of being one, dream is one, dreaming of that world that is us, and as a part of this world, I want to bring to the circle some fear that is going around California weather. I'm just bringing that as something particular we could think of besides everything else, and then see. Because I wanted to ask you if, as a part of everything else, we could work on that, because right now there's information going around the internet, and scientists are promising superstorm like 50 Mississippi is coming down to California as a rain. Personally, I don't feel it, but it's a chance to call people and do something, because we need to do something anyway. I think 2012 is one of those chances, so we are going to do something. And we, I believe, will create that switch from doing something out of fear into doing something out of love. We do not want to think about California because we are afraid for our loved ones and other ones that could get under the storm. We want to do that just because we love them, not because we are afraid. Centuries, humankind was led and manipulated and pushed by the fear. It's time to make a switch. We don't really know yet. We're talking about it, but we really do not know yet how exactly do that. And It's not something that could be described as a technique. Because even I was thinking, I'm thinking about it all the time, and I was thinking, if people wouldn't be afraid of that superstorm, they're not going to get together. California people don't come together unless you are Subaba or Italy's Dalai Lama. They're just not coming. They know, they meditate on their own, they know on their own. They're not coming together. But if we're not coming together, it's not happening. Do we need to be scared with 2012? It's like, I'm sometimes thinking, I want to tell everybody it will be best time ever, but then I'm thinking, gosh, what if they will stop being afraid and stop doing anything? Because at least when we are afraid that it's the end of the world, we will raise our consciousness, do something, open our heart. Who knows? If we will die next year, then at least we could spend a little more of love and time with someone we love. And do I want to tell them truth that it will be best time, a beginning of the best time? Do I want to get them unscared? I don't even know. Because what if they'll stop doing everything? It's like if you are psychic and someone came to you with an incredible future, you're really in a hard time. Because if you will say this person, you'll be best actor in the world, and that person is not going to do anything to become best actor in the world, you're a liar. It's just not going to happen. How to say that so a person will do that and not to use the fear? I'm doing it all the time. I mean, doing that and learning how else it's possible. Because when I'm seeing someone is coming and it's a beginner, you know, like things like cancer, tumors, all kinds, they are visible in the body and sensible long time before they ever will start to form. And when you're seeing it's there forming, or it's just the beginning, and you could just, not just me, but together, me, the person, whoever else is helping person, could be removed and never be there. How could you say to the person, let's do that, if you didn't say enough, it will not be listened. If you said too much, then person will run away and will do everything to forget it. How can you do that? How can we take care of our body before we got cancer? How can we think about ourselves because before somebody said, you got abnormal cells somewhere there? It's breaking my heart through the years. I've seen people to whom I was saying, you got to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. There was a woman in California. She's not in the physical body anymore. But she came like that man I was talking about with the truth. She came to me to tell her story, and the story was so simple. I haven't seen her for maybe 5 years, and then she appears for a couple of times to say, Valentina, where you last time worked at me, exactly where you had your hand on my breast, they found cancer. And I knew this is what she's developing at that time. And I was trying everything to make her come to see me. And that time she was developing new business with her husband, and they put all finances into new business. And I was saying, just come for free. Some people cannot, they just cannot. I said, okay, bring $20. She came for a couple of times, and then even $20 she couldn't bring. And then she came 5 years later with the cancer. At that time she had a 3-year-old boy. And you know, You have to be really, really, really in that power of love in your heart, or it will break your heart to see things like that. I'm seeing it all the time. You know the stories. I've seen psychotherapists for children and psychologists that is not practicing anymore what he was trained for, what he's doing, some like selling that kind. He was selling calling cards through the internet because he just cannot save his children. They're coming to him, you know, you're looking at that person, you're looking at that child, and you're thinking, gosh, what can I do? Whole family needs to be changed. How can I help this child? And then he couldn't sleep, and then he couldn't live with that pain. Then he drops on that job and sells the calling card.